playlist to a coworker into a room of 40 silent meditators, and you should have seen the faces. Total chaos. This escalated quickly.
I'm Liv, your chronically online host, and every day we talk about life, relationships, internet chaos, bad decisions, awkward moments, and the things that spiral faster than they should. Why was I at a silent retreat? Because I told myself I needed a dating detox. No swiping, no texting, cleanse the algorithm for my soul. Sane, right? My friends had other plans. They voted in the group chat that I bring a +1 because obviously democracy is best at midnight. They didn't pick a friend. They picked a DM, someone I'd matched with during an ill-advised pizza delivery debate. He came with the confidence of a man who thinks kombucha is a personality trait. Packing was its own horror film. 3 yoga pants, 2 chargers, 0 willpower. Of course I packed snacks labeled, "Do not share unless emotionally necessary."
And yes, I brought my phone. I put it in airplane mode like a responsible adult, then powered it off dramatically when my mom texted about leftovers. The gestures matter.
Arrival felt like walking into a Pinterest board where everyone had practiced serenity. There was a woman at reception, smiling as if she'd memorized a poem about deep breathing. The instructors spoke in whispers, like the building might break if someone raised a voice. My +1, Match, because naming him anything else felt dangerous, moved like he'd been sculpted by a wellness blog. He mouthed, "Hi," and removed his shoes with the care of someone defusing a bomb. Not a red flag. A blinking neon sign.
Small infractions were delicious. Whispered receipts. Yes, people brought pictures of salads. An illicit bag of chips. And my internal monologue screaming, "Do not crunch in front of the meditation hall." I ate 1 chip and told myself the taste was compassion.
At first, it was performative silence. Matt sat cross-legged like a brochure model. He tried to connect with the long stare method. Eye contact held so long, it became a slow-loading GIF. Then he started doing deep, exaggerated inhalations whenever I glanced at him, like that was flirting. I was confused and oddly flattered. Then came the yoga partner assignment. I leaned in to give a gentle adjustment, and he lurched like I'd announced a surprise party. He took my touch as advanced intimacy material. I took his reaction as proof he'd never been touched outside of text. This is when silence began to performatively combust. Between sessions, passive aggression built like static electricity. A woman shot me a look that clearly said, "If you laugh, I will meditate you to extinction." I responded with theatrical slow breathing, which in my head was a peace offering, and in reality looked like auditioning for a very niche choir. Then, tiny, innocent, probably seasonal, a cough. Match coughed and covered his mouth like he just read his group chat at 2 a.m. That cough turned the room into a temperature check. 3 heads turned in perfect unison like NPCs in a calm apocalypse. Silence is supposed to be healing, but in a room of strangers, it's basically an open mic for your brain's roast. Mine immediately wrote a script. Who is coughing? Is it symbolic? Are we all dying? If you've ever watched adults invent drama from nothing, it's tragic and hilarious at once. And then I did the most human thing. I stood up and shouted. I once sent a love song playlist to a coworker, like an absolute lunatic. Suddenly, everyone was subtly airing receipts. One woman performed eyebrow choreography that basically said her ex left the milk out. A man pantomimed a date who described his job as consulting for 3 full minutes. Cue full-bodied eye roll from the whole room. It was a silent grown-up sleepover with surprisingly savage improv. Match and I started passing tiny post-its like middle school spies. Are you allergic to normal human conversation? Do you actually meditate or nap with your eyes open? We communicated more in sticky notes than in dating apps. peak performativity, borderline adorable, absolutely honest. By the final night, I admitted something. Silence didn't unglue my bad habits. It just gave them a tidy place to fester. Change needs words, mess, accountability, and occasionally an awkward sticky note exchange that ends in genuine laughter. That's the messy part that actually sticks.
Hot take. Wellness performativity is like wearing sweatpants to a job interview. Confusing and a little sad. Boundaries around wellness matter, but so does permission to be ridiculous and human. If you're going to a retreat to fix your love life, bring curiosity, patience, and maybe don't bring a delivery debate match at 1 a.m. I embarrassed myself, but I also felt less alone. We traded terrible confessions like contraband candy, and somehow that made the weekend oddly tender. Also, I left with material. Priorities, am I right? If this made you laugh or feel slightly less terrible about your own choices, go leave a review. Drop your retreat or date disaster in the reviews, and I'll read the wildest ones on the next episode. Stay chaotic.